This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Today I am starting with Revit classes, the first online class in Oxford School of Architecture. And I am going to start the first class for this semester online. And this is basically a recollection class of the things that I taught you in the third semester. While you have a very big gap of leaves happening because of the coronavirus epidemic, I thought I will start teaching online and in a sequential way so that you will remember everything what is needed for this semester. I also thought that this recording, screen recording, will help you as a guide in case you come across some doubt while doing the project. Now, basically, this is the software which I am using is Revit 2014, which you all are familiar with. And I don't think Revit 2020 is far different from this. Most of the options are about 95% of the options are very similar to what you have in Revit 2020. And there is a very minor difference between 2020 and 2014, which is an upgraded version. 2020 is an upgraded version, the latest version of Revit which is available now. Now, while we start with Revit, we always start with default metric. I have written it as default metric India. It can be default metric. Uh, Please don't choose any other template like construction, architectural template, structural template, or mechanical template. Like I have told in many classes, I'm just telling you again, architectural template does not mean it is specifically used for architecture. It only means it is a feet and inches template, nothing other than imperial template, which is used in many countries. And probably for the reason most of the practicing architects still use feet and inches while they conceptualize. And that could be the reason why they name it architectural template. But for us, the people who are in India who has adopted metric, and we are using default metric. So once you click that, you will come into the Revit screen, wherein you have you can see that you have these are called panels. I told you these are called panels. Since I am having an introduction class for the or the first class, I'm just reintroducing things which I've already taught you in the previous semester, and it could be used as a reference for you for this semester also. These are called panels, and this is called a property box. And what you have here, this is called the project browser. This is called the project browser. So I don't have to explain this very much. Here you have floor level, ceiling level, elevation. Of course, if you have created a section, a small title will pop up called section. You will have all the sections here. You have the families or the components which are needed for you to create a Revit project. These families are also stacked up here. I have explained it before. Now, when you double click this level, okay, this level is selected, it is highlighted, it is darkened, and you will find the property of the level. That is, it says it is a floor plan, it is of the size of 1 is to 100, and there are very few important parameters which you have to remember in this. One is view range. Please remember view range, and please remember underlay. Where do we have underlay? We have underlay, yeah, underlay. So underlay, it is kept as none. I'll explain that little later. Okay. So what are these things called? These things are the viewports or the elevations. This is west, this is west, this is east, and this is north, and this is south. It is oriented or aligned in the same way as we see north, south, east, and west, west and east in any given map. So please be careful while handling these or moving these. This can be moved by selecting it and pressing up arrow or down arrow or right arrow or left arrow. It can be aligned like that, but please be very careful. Don't delete this. It will take some time for you to recreate these things. You can recreate it, but it will take some time. So this template you should not destroy by deleting all these things. In the event, if you select this and press delete, this will be the warning given. And if you say OK, you might notice that east elevation went missing because you deleted this. Press Ctrl Z, you get the east back again. Okay, all right. So now the next thing which I'm going to explain is I think you all know this, but this is a revision class for the first time online. And I want to remember things because this semester we are going for advanced Revit, but nevertheless, you have to remember what is taught in the last semester, and this will help you as a guide. So what is wall? You all know that. If you click wall, these are the basic parameters that pop up on the properties. It says it is a 200 wall, and wall is created using wall centerline, which is not a very familiar way to create wall for architects. And this one is the wall height. It says 8,000. And okay, what does this all mean? You draw a line like this. Now I am creating a wall. And where do we have measure? Measure is right here. If you check this, you will see the center to center distance is 25,000. From this center to this center, the distance is going to be 19,000. So this is how the wall is created. Now, like I mentioned, the distance is measured from center to center. Do you think this is a very prominent way where we create walls? No, definitely not. Always architects will have the habit of creating wall. How? Finish, face, interior. This is how we create a wall. Why? Because we are more considered about the room sizes. So we need the inside space. So finish face interior is what we are supposed to select. And we give 3,000 and 6,000, 3,000 and 3,000. So I have selected this. I have created. Now, how do you measure this? So as I have told you in the previous classes, architecture will show what are all there to create. Annotate is where we have the dimensions. So how do you measure the inside? Not wall center, wall face. So you select wall face, and if you measure, it will tell you what is the distance between the walls. Distance between the wall and distance, I mean size of the room, which can only be measured like this. Okay, so it says it is a room of 6,000 by 3,000. And what else does the property sheet say? It says it is a wall of 200 thickness. It is placed on level 1 because we started drawing in level 1. And what is the height of this wall? It says the wall is 8,000 high, which is almost 2 floors high. Okay, so if you go to the south elevation, now this time we'll see the levels available here. By default, Revit gives you two levels, that is level 1 and level 2. You can always add more number of levels in this, and The way to add level is press LL, and the method which I've always taught you is like click this one, pick lines, and give the offset distance as 4000. For some reason, the template keep the level height as 4000. Uh, um, by default, the level height is 4000. See, what I'm doing is I'm just using this offset, and I've given an offset level, and I just go on clicking. What happens is it creates level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it go on like that. You just have to click here, give the offset of the level. It can be 4000, it can be 3000. There's no problem in that, and go about clicking. So it will create offset as well as it will create a level. This is how we add level. You can add level in any elevation, south, north, east, any elevation. Generally, I create it from the south, and that's how we look at something. Stand in the south and look at the object. You can do it from any sides, no doubt. Okay, so this is how we create level. How do you delete level? You select the level. I'm sorry, select the levels which you do want to delete, and just give OK. The levels go missing. Not only that, it goes missing in the screen, it goes missing over here. You are left up with level 1 and 2. Okay, now since we are very much used to have the level height as 3000, you can alter that also and press double L. Go here, click here, offset and 3000. You can create multiple levels at the offset of 3000. Even that is possible. Okay, now we have a problem. These were created with with the height of 8000 unconnected. It says 8000. If you go to level 1, do you see another particular problem here? Since we deleted level 3 and 4, the naming doesn't change. The next level which you add is named as 7, 8, 9. So you have to change that. You can change it by double clicking that and changing the level name. You can change it as 5, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So while changing here, corresponding in the browser, project browser, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it also changes there. So that is the good news. You can change the level height by clicking here and giving a different value. You can change the name of the level by giving double clicking this and changing a name. However, I advise you to follow the principle of level 1, 2, 3, 4, or principle of level 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and don't type the level name as ground floor, first floor, and second floor, because it creates a lot of confusion in Revit. And what was I saying earlier? Earlier I was saying that this wall was 8000. Yeah, it is still indeed 8000. You can select like this and measure it. It is 8000 wall height of the wall height of the room is still 8000. If you select like this, it will say all the wall is unconnected 8000. You can make it 6000 if you want, and just give apply. It will come back to 6000. 6000 level it will. The other way of changing the wall height is select this. Don't say unconnected. You convert that and say up to level 3. Up to level 3 and give apply. Automatically it will align with level 3. Okay. Or select like this and say up to level 2 and give apply. It will apply up till level 2. Okay. Now how do we add plinth? You don't have a wall directly coming from level 0 of the ground, do we? No. We need to have a plinth, and then from the plinth the wall get raised up. Now where is the place for plinth? Unfortunately, there's no place right now, so we add double L and go and click here and say that the offset is 450, which is a usual plinth height. I have always told before that there is no particular measurement or any standard for the plinth, though we keep it as 450. It can be more than that. The plinth level is, decided by the level of flooding in that area. That is what a senior architect told me. There is no such rule, that you have to keep it in a level that has to be 450. There is no rule like that. It can be more. It depends on the flooding in that area. If there's a lot of water coming in that area, you can raise it for your own safety. It doesn't mean you can build the plinth 2 floors high. It means it can be little more or less. Okay. Now there's one more problem. I added a level. It added a 7 because the last created level is 6. So it calls itself level 7 and the plinth is minus 450. This clearly has to be avoided. I'll select here and I will call this level 0 because that is the first level, and I'll go burn, and I want to change this minus 450 into 0. 0, level 0 should be 0, level 1 should be plus 450, not minus 450, 3450, 6450, and it goes on. That's how it should be. How will you do that? You select all these level, sorry, select all these level like this. How did I select? Just drag like this, select all these levels and say move or MV. Type MV for move, and you click here on this layer and click on, I'm sorry, this level to that level. You just move. What happens? 0, 450, 3450. The whole deal. This floor itself moved upwards because it is the walls were pinned to the level 1, and wall precisely had to end by level 2. That's what I gave it earlier. See, I selected the wall and say up to level 2. And where is the base constraint? Base constraint was level 1, which means walls were pinned to level 1. So this way you can move the entire thing. And what I'm going to do is I'll go to level 0. If we go to level 0, okay, if you go to level 0, this is level 1, this is level 0. You can see level 1, and what I would like to do is I would like to create a wall which is a bit fatter than this. I'm going to make it as a plinth, so I'll use 300 mm finish phase interior and unconnected, no unconnected, up to level 1, and then I will draw the wall like this over there, indicating the plinth. Okay, now you can go to south elevation. You'll be seeing that it has like a plinth and the wall is sitting on top of it. So it is very clear that uh, this is one way in which you can create plinth. This is a revision class. I cannot dig deep into it. It is just for you to understand. I am taking this class in the hope that you have already attended my class in the third semester and you are remembering something but not everything. I don't want to take the entire third semester class now, because of the obvious reason I cannot finish everything for this fourth semester if I start like that. Okay, so then you go to the south, you see this plinth and you see this wall. Now, what are the other things you have to do? You can select the wall, and maybe you want to make the wall 230, 230 mm in thick. So how can we do that? How will we do that? Okay, I say go to the south again. I can select all the wall and select edit type. Remember, you have to give duplicate, and say 230 mm. This is for the naming reason. And what else I have to do? I have to go to edit and 230 and just give OK. So what happens is if you go to level 1, you will see that your wall is thicker than before. Do you want to verify it? Yeah, you can go to annotate, you can go to aligned, you can select like this, and you'll find that walls have indeed become thicker and it is 230 mm. Is that clear? So with this, I have taught you how to change an existing component. Where is the component? In architecture. What all components do you have? You have wall, you have door, you have window, you have you have roof, you have ceiling, floor. I'm not going to explain everything. Excuse me for that. So I will explain some of them with your common sense, and I said, assuming that you have already attended my class in third semester, you will be able to modify those components. So now I'm going to the next step. How do you modify the component? Now do you see this in 3D? Yes, we have to go to view, and if you click on 3D view, default view, you will find this in 3D. Okay. Now, what are the other things? What is a floor and what is a roof? Now, there are a lot of confusion in this, even in offices where, um, it is a very simple explanation. One man's, if there is a level, you have both floor and you will have the roof also. So now the floor, how do you differentiate it, at least in Revit? If you go to floor, you give architectural floor, so the floor is 150 mm thick, it automatically creates floor thickness of 150 mm. And if you draw it, you can draw it, or you can pick the interior side, it picks, and give OK. Would you like the walls that go up to this floor level, floors level to attach to its bottom? I just give yes. Okay. So if you do this and if you change, you go to the south and you have a good look at it, what happens? The floor is the one which pushes down. Now remember that simple question which asks, do you want the wall to push itself down because the floor is coming? And I said yes, and that is why it pushed the below wall, which is nothing but our plinth, down. So I think you would have understood by now. How will you add a floor? Flow and say yes. You click, you add a floor. Okay. If I say no, what happens? In south, if I type wireframe, you'll find there is a floor that is over here. That is over here. Okay. So this floor thickness can be adjusted. Now, anyway, there is a floor over here. Okay, if you go to level 2, and if you are going to say architecture, and if you're going to say floor, architectural floor, using this pick method, if I'm going to click here and say okay, if you say no, okay, so if you go to the south, you'll come to know that floor is added over here. Okay, now this is how you add a floor. I'm deleting this floor and I am going to explain roof. I'll go to level 2. This is what you say. I'll go to roof. roof by footprint, and see the roof first of all picks the outside of the wall. That is one thing. Then the indications over here shows a right angle triangle on all four sides. And if you happen to give OK, what happens is it creates a slope roof. And see, the slope roof is pretty thick. It is 400 mm. I don't want that. Okay, 125 mm. So you want to see it in 3D, you'll find this is how the roof is built. Now coming back again, if I go to level 2 and if I see this, if I double click, you can edit the same roof. What does these thing indicate? These things indicate, the right angle triangle indicates that it is sloped on that side. What am I going to do? I'm going to remove these two things. I'm going to select like this, and if you untick define slope and give OK, you will see that it created roof only in the front and back where the triangle was. So this way you can edit the roof in many ways in which you would want. Okay, now you have front, one right triangle, then this is the back and this is the front. This is a south face, south. This is the northern side you have a right angle triangle. Southern side you have a right angle triangle, which means there will be a slope, two-sided slope. It can be even one-sided slope. You can select this and you can say untick define slope and give this. What do we have now? You have a single-sided slope. Now I'm going to give, I like the two-sided slope building. Okay, I want to show you one more fact, that there is an offset. You all know these things. Move, copy, rotate, offset, mirror, align. This is offset, and this is mirror 1, mirror 2. This is align. This is split element, split gap, all that. So I want to show something in offset. I want to give offset, and I want to give a 600 mm offset of this roof so that it will act like a sunshade overhang, whatever you call it, for this roof. And I strictly don't want any copy. I just want it to be offset. So I untick the copy and just clicked it. So it created beautiful roof around the house. You will also notice that in 3D, if I click right, you'll see there is a gap from the wall to the roof, which we are supposed to correct it. How do we do that? So you select the wall and say attach top base and click the roof. That's all. So you go to this corner, select this, attach top base and click here. Okay, that is done. So you have a covered area over here. And now I'll go to the other things. I'll go to level 1. I want to show you how to create a door, how to create a window. And yeah, I don't know how long I'll be able to do that. And depending on the time, maybe I will teach you ram, stair, and railing, which are also very equally important. Now I'm done with roof, plinth, wall. I don't have a window for this house. I don't even have a. Uh, do you remember this command? This is WF for wireframe, HL for hidden line, where inside lines are not seen. Excuse me for that. And SD for shaded. So this is shaded. So what is that? WF for wireframe. You'll say the inside line. HL for hidden line. SD for shaded. These are very important. You have to view them, use them appropriately. Okay, go to the level 1 again. Now talking about door. I'll click on door and I will, okay, I'm adding a door here and I'm going to architecture again. I'm going to add a window here. I'm going to add a window here and I'm going to have a door here. Now, things which I want to teach you. Okay. One, you select the door, and if you give spacebar, it will change the direction. And tapping spacebar, or you can click this and change the direction. I feel any day spacebar is an easier game. Here, I would like to have it over here. Here, I would like to have the window turned this side. So this is how you turn the side of anything that you have created. Let us see all this in elevation. How do you see it in elevation? So you go to south, you see, oh, this is in wireframe, so I see the back door also. I'll put it as hidden line. Okay, this is the front, no window, there's only one door. I'll go to the east, sorry, east. There is one window, but see the door door head height or lintel height is much taller than this one. This is very small. Same in the western side. I don't think there should be any change in the window height. Yeah, window height is also down here. The door is having a lintel height over here. How do we change these things? Yeah, like I told you, select what you want to change. Though be a door, window, whatever. What is the sill height? It is mentioned here. What is the head height? 1525. Now, that is pretty small. Whatever they are talking about is 1525. This is the head height. What should be the head height? Select either from annotate or from here and see what should be the head height. How will you check that? You go to south and you go to measurement. 2210 is the right head height. Okay, that is one thing which has to be changed. So I'm clicking WF and I'm going to select both the windows together, 2210, and there it is. Both of them have raised up to this level, which is supposed to be the head height. Okay, now in south, yeah, there's one thing which I never liked is that it has a small window, puny little window, maybe a little bigger than a bathroom window. And if you check here, there are not many options. The option is you can change the size like this, but it is still the same kind of window called fixed window. You can't even open that, and that is what is given here. So see, and these are different sizes. Of course, if you go to edit type, you can go here and then change the height of the window and width of the window, height of the window, width of the window. These things you can change, but doesn't make a major difference because it's not look, it is a fixed window, and I don't want fixed window anywhere. Okay, so I go to the south. There is no window at all. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to level 1 and again architecture. I'll click on window. I'll click. Maybe I'll select this one and keep it here, and I will go to south and I'll see that this is a window I have. I don't want this window clearly. So how will you add a new type of window or any new type of door or anything? It's possible if you go to insert and say insert load family, not insert family, load family. Go search for your RVT 2014 folder or 15 folder, 16 folder, 17, 14, 18, 14, 19, 20. Whichever is your version, it will start with RVT and then your version name. Then go to libraries and US metrics because you are using a metric template. And go to Windows. You have all the types of windows over here. Beyond this, if you want to use, you will get it from revitcity.com and many other resources site. You can just go to Google and type Revit family downloads, Revit family resources. You will get some sites which offers them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select We'll select this window. I have selected and I've clicked. So where will it appear? It will go to Revit families. There's a families and there is windows in window. M casement. It has added to Revit family. Do you understand this? It is added to Revit family, which also means you can select here and here the casement family also added up automatically, and I have taken that. I'm using that. So again, you need a small correction of head height to 10 and say apply. So there it goes. It will matches with the elevation. You can select this and use in elevation. You can use arrows and adjust this so that the trim height also matches. These are the things which you can do on your own. You can change the window. To create a new window type, I'll tell you that is creation of family, which is covered later, right now only, how to change the window type. Okay, so I'm going to east WF, such as save the project. Yes, I am going to save this project because um, to create online classes uh, for SEM class 01. Yeah, so there's an introduction class for SEM. Okay, so I have selected this and I'm going to change all of them into this type of window, and I'm using arrow keys to bring them to the level of the door. I'm not even using, I'm just using arrow keys. Automatically the values get updated here. So that is one beautiful thing of Revit. Every value, everything which you change is always updated automatically. Otherwise, it is not going to change. Either it will change, or if it changes, it is going to be updated automatically. So, do you see this beautiful house? Yes. So you can change. Find it, small hut. Okay. Now other things I will explain. Like I'll go to the east. Okay, you want a hole around this wall here. How do you select the wall? Now sometimes it's very daunting task to select the right wall which you want. So you can always go near that wall and say press tab. So when you press tab, it will allow you to select from many of the selections. So this is what I want. I got it selected. I can say edit profile. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to give split element, which means it is going to split this single line into two and select this, and I'm going to manually move this thing. So this, oh, sorry. So remove constraints. So it is what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the constraint, and I'm trying to add this. Okay, And I'm going to create a small hole, pigeonhole kind of a thing. Uh, uh, just give one join elements, and now you will find so. So do you see that? Yeah, you see that I've created an opening on the wall. This can be done on any wall. The only thing you remember is that when you are doing this, you select this. Now I'm going to try in the, I think, western side, I suppose. Go to, oh goodness, yeah, here. You go to the western side. This is the western side, HL. Yeah, this is the western side. So I'm going to try in the eastern side. There again, one more. Okay, western side. So I'm going to try in the eastern side. Eastern side, it is selected now. So I give edit profile. It says Revit removes the top and base attachment, which was automatically done earlier. You remember it. Then I give a split. Okay, I've given the split. And see, you can unlock these things so that it will help you to move and attach it to that point till the roof. So you can give TR and select whatever is needed. It will create an extension so that the lines are all connected. This time I'm going to give a different design over here. It's not the same design what I wanted to give. So I give like this. Okay. So I will select this and yeah, I have given something. So I'm using arrow key and I'm trying to remove it and bring it down. So unjoin element doesn't matter. So I have done one here with a arch kind of a pigeonhole and there's one more hole there. So these I just did it using select the wall and select edit profile so that you can adjust. Yeah, see the help itself tells you what to do. So what about the roof? Roof can also be done the same way. I go to south or yeah, how do we do that? I'll go to level 2 where the roof is. Um, you have to go to architecture. If you want to cut the roof, you have to create a shaft or vertical opening, whichever it is. Vertical opening is you select the roof and you do a cut like this. Give OK. So you have a vertical opening. Probably you can create one more level and create a chimney or something like that. This is just for your knowledge. I'm not going to keep it all. Okay. So this is how you create a basic house by using Revit. Roof, I've covered roof, floor, everything. So what more has to be done? I need to teach you ramp and staircase. I think I will continue that with the next class because it is going to take some time and then you will have a lot of doubts in that if I take that in one shot. So right now this will be enough for you so that this is an introduction class for the fourth semester students of what I taught in the third semester. and how to work on the same thing now, because now we are going to advanced Revit. You should not have any doubts in what I have taught in third semester. So, in case if you come up with any doubt, you can refer this video and you can be sure of what to do. Okay, so this is a guide video for that, and I think I will um, start with stairs, railing, ramp, etc. in the next class, and so that um, we'll be done with the revision of the first class. Okay, first um, element, the basic element of the fourth semester. Okay, so thanks for you. If you have any doubts, you can call me. But at the same time, all of you, if you feel comfortable enough, you speak to yourself, find a time, call me at the same time. I can use the same software for I can tell you how to log into this software, and this software is available only till 30th 31st of this month. From April 1st, this software is not going to be available, because then I'll have to shell out $1,530 or so for a monthly use, which I'm not planning to do. So far it's a trial version. We can explore more possibilities with this software, um, and we can continue with the class online. Okay, and that's all for now. Thank you.